Mina Aisatus Maisise, today Sierra Network and at the Sierra Leone Police Headquarters concerning the press conference where they call. Where they go inside the hall now, outside the conference will take place.
As usual, I will do the introduction. I am the Deputy Head of Media, Assistant Superintendent of Police, Samuel Sayo Conte. And on my immediate left, I have the ASP, that is Detective Assistant Superintendent of Police, Francis Ben Leby, who happens to be the crime officer, Lumley Division. Next to him is the Inspector Ali J, Investigator Cat Squad. On my extreme right, we have Superintendent MK Aliu, Supervisor of Violent Crimes at the Criminal Investigations Department.
Let them indicate their presence by just waving their hands.
Exactly. And next to him, of course, we have Chief Superintendent of Police, Dr. John Martin Senesi, the Deputy Director of Operations OSD, Delta 3. And of course, after him, we have Assistant Inspector General, Mustafa Kamara, who happens to be the Director of Gender Affairs.
Good afternoon.
And as usual, our chairperson is AIG Kalia Edward Sise, Director of Community Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll hand you over to the chairman for this all-important press conference. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, ASP SS Conte, for the intro. And furthermore, I want to appreciate your presence here this afternoon with regards to this all-important press briefing that has commenced. But nevertheless, there are a few points we want to bring to your notice before ever we go into the nitty-gritty. We all know that the festive season is, escalating or developing, and it's close by and it's moving on. Today is the 12th of December, and there are a lot of activities that are really taking place, and the SLP has been managing same from day to day. And even while people are sleeping or some people are out there enjoying themselves, the police is out there robustly to ensure public safety and security. Nevertheless, there are few incidences that are taking place, and those incidences will report so that at least you will be able to be in a better position to inform members of the public. And that is why we are here. You know, we work on a 24-hourly basis. We don't sleep at night. We are all out there to ensure, as I have earlier mentioned, public safety and security. And for today's press briefing, as already highlighted by SS Conte, the Deputy Head of Media and Public Relations, we have the Director of Gender, who is with us here. He is here to talk on a few gender issues, and we have our OSD Deputy Director, who is also here to talk about certain operations that we are launched, and we were able to nab a lot of, I can say armed robbers who are residing within one of the cemeteries around. He will be able to update us on that, and also you will be updated with regards to the Cinderella traveling agency. Also, you'll be giving further highlights, and I will talk a little bit about some issues pertaining to the force. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag before ever I will bring it out, but it's worth noting with regards to some issues that are making rounds in the social media, which we want to address, and it's good for you to know the position of the SLP because it's out in public domain. But it's good that you hear from our own side to know what actions have been taken. And also we have Mr. Levy, who is here from the West. And they too have been conducting a lot of proactive actions, and they have been able to arrest a lot of suspects, and he will be giving highlights on that. But nevertheless, we are managing situation. There cannot be a country where there are no crime. If there are no crime, then we don't have any work to do. Definitely we will go home because crimes are out there. That's why we are always out to ensure that we try to bring the figures down. And you will agree with me that a lot of work is going on during this festive season. And last, we even read the public notice which has been put in place by the SLP out, and we are always observing same. But we want you to advise members of the public of loud music. It's all over some areas, but we will make sure that we bring the trend down. So on that note, I want to pause for a while and give others to speak, and thereafter I will come out robustly to give you the position of SLP with regards to a particular information that is in public domain in the social media, and to give you the position of SLP. May I just start with, I think I will start this way, if AIG don't mind, or to start.
Yeah.
I think let me give you the preference to start.
Okay.
And thereafter I will come in and then give the floor open to you for your various questions thereafter, after these officers would have contributed to the discussion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Of course, I've already been introduced. I think the only thing I would want to add to that is that I'm the strategic coordinator of all FSU activities countrywide. And within the same domain, I also have the gender department. So both the gender department and the FSU department are under my own strategic domain as it is. So let me just start by saying that I'm sure this is something that has been engaging our minds for quite a while. We all know it has been frequently reported, the issue about domestic violence, sexual penetration, rape. These are all sexual offenses, and it has been engaging our minds for quite a while. And I would want to start by just telling you that the climax of it all came up on the 7th of February, when no less a person but the president himself came up with a proclamation, saying that henceforth, people committing this crime, against minors will have to suffer life imprisonment, as it is. On and on and on, till recently also, the issue was taken to Parliament. It was debated in the well of Parliament, and at the end of the day, the actual Sexual Offence Act itself, or Sexual Offences Act itself, was reviewed, and it is now out as the reviewed Act 2019. So let me just give you some statistics so far since the proclamation was made by the president himself. The proclamation was made on the 7th of February 2019, and since then we have been collecting data on the occurrences as they happen. This is nationwide. We do have where they are collected. They start coming from the regions where we have regional coordinators, FSU coordinators. They collect the data and send those data to us. We have a body. There is a whole structure in itself that collects such data, place them for whoever may want, at least whoever may want to have knowledge of what is happening so far countrywide. He can come in. It is nothing that is. We don't hide it. These are things that are happening. So, like in the area of domestic violence, since February to September. Since February to September, we all know domestic violence. That is the kind of violence that takes place within the marriage setting or intimate partnership setting. in the home. Since the proclamation date to September the 7th, we've been able to receive 5,810 cases reported of domestic violence. 5,810 cases received countrywide, as it is, on domestic violence. In the area of sexual penetration, since the date of proclamation to September, we've been able to get 2,256 cases reported of sexual penetration. In the area of rape, we have received 97 cases coming in from all the regions. This is countrywide. So as it is, you will see. But the only thing somebody may ask, what do you have to say? Is the rate or is the incidence reducing or rising, as the case may be? Let me hasten to say that these are reported cases. These are cases being reported per day for the last month. That is starting from February the 7th, when the proclamation was made, to September the 7th, as it is. And we have been and the moment we receive these reports, you normally know the normal procedure. We go through those procedures. Later, we send them to court, as it is. So far, these are the reports that we've received so far from members of the public. And I would want you also to know that we must be, anxious to know whether there are any differences between what the 2019, reviewed Sexual Offences Act is saying, whether there is anything different from what we've received, from what we've had so far, that is, or received so far from the 2012 Sexual Penetration Act, as it is. Yes, of course, there are differences. One first difference I would want to bring up to you all is in the area of criminal responsibility age, the age of consent. Here, unlike the previous act, that is the 2012 Act, when somebody commits an offense, as long as the individual is below the age of 18, he is not criminally liable. So assuming somebody within the age of 17 commits an act like sexual penetration, according to our laws, then at that time, that individual should not be held criminally responsible at all. But now that has changed. With the 2019, if you are below the age of 18, that is from 14 to 18, within that period, if you commit an act involving sexual assault, you will be sent to jail for 5 years. For 5 years. If it is somebody within the young age of 18 to 22, you will go in for 10 years imprisonment if you commit this kind of case. So when you are above 22 years, you will attract the least offense of 15 years, as it is, and above, if you are above 22 years. So as it is, there is no leeway, especially for those that have been committing it with impunity. Because when you are below the age of 18, that is no longer the case. Before now, you will be allowed to go free. When we send such files to DPP, DPP will say, this individual cannot be held responsible for what he has committed, so we are sorry, you forget about the file, as it is. But now that is not the case, and I would like the public to know about it, that this is the situation. If you are caught committing sexual offenses or any sexual offense like sexual penetration, if you are caught and sent to court and at the end of the day you are found guilty, you will suffer a sentence period that is not below 5 years, as the case is. And that is what is here. And on the other thing that has been treated also, that is for those of us who may at least be aware that such an incident has been committed. You know that the incident has been committed and you continue hiding it without bringing it to the police, or compromising the offense itself, that is an offense. If you are caught and you are found guilty at the end of the day, you will suffer a sentence that is not below 10 years. You have to know this as it is. And for those of us, well, who may, administer marriages involving underaged, somebody below the age of 18. If you belong to, let me say, any group within the society, and you are caught peddling or fiddling with anything, an individual's life in the area of marriage, somebody below the age of 18, if you are caught, you'll be held you'll be held criminally responsible for what you've done. That it is like procuring marriage at that particular level of somebody that is below the age. That's an offense in itself. That is an offense. So you don't do it. These are offenses we think that we should bring to your notice relating to the Sexual Offences Act. That's the one that has been reviewed. The one that is now, we can refer to as, protecting the lives, of our children. That's what other schools of thought normally will refer, are calling it as protecting our children, against sexual violence, So as it is, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I should bring this to your notice, and you should know. You may have heard also or seen some other things, within the social, media relating to police officers. There is no hide. We don't hide it. The fact about it all is one of such incident took place in Gambia involving a police officer, but the short and fast of it all is that the matter is presently under investigation. The individual that is involved has been brought in. He is presently at CID headquarters. That matter is under investigation. You must have seen also another one in which a similar incident took place at Kenema. That's Blama. Yes, Blama. That one also, it has attracted our attention. Even the IG is not happy about it. And me also representing the IG in that regard, I'm not also happy. But that one also is under investigation. And we are with you. We are not happy with these incidents that are happening. And we are poised. We are ready, at least to take appropriate measures to make sure that at least it is stopped or reduced to the lowest ever. So far, let me stop there. Probably a few questions may come up, and I'm ready to answer them. Thank you for your audience.
Yeah, thank you very much, AIG Mustafa Kamara. It is clear that we have nothing to hide for members of the public. We are a transparent organization, and anything that does happen, we make sure that we release him to members of the public. Mr. Mustafa has clearly outlined the new amendments that have been introduced into the Sexual Offences Act.
Yes.
And it's good for you to inform members of the public if thereafter you want a copy of the areas that have been added will avail you for wider publication and circulation, so that members of the public will not be ignorant. It is not business as usual. Things are changing, and we are there to enforce. So we will not leave any stone unturned. Even with our own officers who are involved, we make sure that we investigate them, we charge them to the open criminal court, and thereafter they are sentenced. That shows you how transparent we are in the fight against crime and the fear of crime. Furthermore, there is a news that is making rounds in the social media which I want to inform you about or bring to your attention, which you all are aware of. That is a letter which was issued to the Inspector General of Police by AIG Thomas Mustafa Lahai, and it reads thus. It is addressed to the Inspector General of Police, and it reads, notification of terminal leave. I guess all of you are aware of this.
Yes,
And
sir.
you will want to know what is the position of the SLP. It reads thus: in accordance with section 62B of the National Social Security and Insurance Trust Act of 9th August 2001, in which the age of 60 years is prescribed as the compulsory age of retirement for government officials. You will attain the compulsory retirement age of 60 years on 13th March 2020. Be informed that your terminal leave will commence from the 1st to the 31st of March 2020. Please take note accordingly. Best regards, Mr. Thomas Mustafa Lahai, Director, Human Resource Management. This is a notice which is going around in the social media, and people are commenting, oh, what is happening? But as a responsible organization, at least we need to bring out our position with regards to this. I am giving a corporate view with regards to this notice that is now in the social media to inform you all that indeed the terminal leave notice was served to the Inspector General of Police by Mr. Mustafa Lahai, Director, who was Director Human Resource Management. And we have looked at it. It is fictitious, and it is a total, and it's totally unlawful for him to have done that. And that does not even, fall within his mandate to really relay short and information. He has usurped, the powers, which he is not supposed to usurp, because the IG is hired and fired by no less a person than the head, His Excellency the President. And so it does not fall within his category. So because of that, disciplinary action was taken against him, and he was investigated for this act, and he was suspended, investigated, and necessary actions have been taken. And so it is good for members of the public to be updated that this the appointment, because it is an appointment by HE the President, who appoints the Inspector General as well as the Deputy Inspector General of Police. And so it lies within his power for them to serve as he wishes, because they are not like, I will not say like others who are promoted from one level to another. This is a special appointment, and so it rests with His Excellency the President and even Police Council and all that are involved, but it does not fall within the mandate and responsibility of Mr. Mustafa Lahai, who was then the Director of Human Resource Management within the SLP. So he has been suspended, investigated and suspended, and necessary action has been taken. So it's good for members of the public to note that this is the position of the SLP. Thank you very much. As we make progress, I know questions will come thereafter. I see people taking their breath. So I will move on to Mr. Levy. Mr. Levy, can you just step in and give your update? We will have question time, don't worry.
Thank you, Chairman. Assistant Superintendent of Police, Mrs. Ben Levy, the President Division and Private Officer at Leone Police Division. So, As recent as this morning, I can say.
It's very important. Listen.
Thursday, 12 December 2019, between the hours of midnight and 0600 hours, the regional operational team from Lovely Police Division, headed by ASP Augustine Kabu, and team arrested and conducted a raid within Lumley and its environment, wherein they arrested 30 suspects. All are male, no female among. Among the 30 suspects, 6 suspects were arrested with machetes at Ascension Town Cemetery with machetes. And they were popularly known as Friends of the Death. Friends of the Death. So the 3 suspects also arrested were male for trespass and malicious damage on warrant of arrest, because they were arrested on warrant of arrest because the culprits were with the team. Then the rest of the 21 suspects were arrested for robbery and other public related offences, which are now under investigation. Hopefully, they will be arraigned before court very soon. So the investigation is in progress.
Yeah.
So that's the recent development and success at Lumley Police Division.
As another listen to the updates where the Sierra Leone police don't give inside the press conference where they call. May we carry this program to not today. May your name na Aisatu Smile. Until we meet again, I say tata.